NumPy is a great library, probably one of the most important library. Always import before using, एकदम important है. The standard import for NumPy, import NumPy as NP. Every problem we are trying to always represent it visually so that we can see how it's going, right? Hey guys, welcome to QuantLab. QuantLab में आपका स्वागत है. So what I decided to do was a small series on introduction to Python. We did a webinar some time back and here's a detailed deep dive into the video series. Yahoo Finance, probably the most common and popular library. There are a couple of others as well, Alpaca, some brokers, even you can get data from NSC website. Yahoo Finance is very reliable. There used to be a library from NSC as well which can not buy NSC but had the name something like this which you can use to get data. But this is completely, Yahoo Finance is free. It's backed by, it's not official library but everybody thinks it's official. So how do you use it? Simple. Import Yahoo Finance, Y Finance as YF, which is the common one. YF.download, बहुत simple operation. Name of the ticker and the names of ticker, you can literally go to Yahoo Finance and pick from here. So it will have something like symbol here, and this is what you need. In India, they have some appends like .ns, some caret symbols and all that, but that's okay. You can find it and put it here. You need a start date, you need an end date. We'll show you how to add more parameters. So basically once you do this and run this, you will be able to get simple data, open, high, low, close, adjusted, close, volume. You can add more columns. We'll show you that. History, you can keep on selecting how old your data you want. There are limitations in some form, like for example, some data in Yahoo Finance, for example, minute-wise data or second-wise data can only be accessible to a certain point. As you increase the granularity of the data, the amount of history you get can be good. It also gives you fundamental information. The approach is very simple. I'm not gonna go into every single line. But let's say company is yf.ticker or company name Yahoo Finance. You say company.financials, you'll be able to get financials and it will give you crazy amount of financials. You can keep looking at it as you want. You can get more information. You can get .info. You can get some sector specific information like filter on those parameters. What is the market cap? What is the trailing PE? Which is very similar to what I taught before, right? If you remember, dictionary hai and usme filter hai, this essentially is a dictionary. Income statement is possible. It will give you every information about income statement, provided Yahoo Finance has that information. Also, please validate it. I forgot to put in a disclaimer, very, very important. Anything and everything that I'm talking about, none of this is financial advice. I don't think I am talking of any stock specific, but if you see some stocks being referred here, they are absolutely examples to teach. Pandas TA has inbuilt Yahoo Finance. Yes, a lot of libraries have inbuilt Yahoo Finance. TA is a very complicated one. We'll look at TA very quickly. So get mutual fund holdings, कौन mutual fund usko use कर रहा है. All of this is dependent on how much of Yahoo Finance is updated. Okay, enough on Yahoo Finance. Visualizations we have already talked. You can import matplotlib as PLT, start date, end date. The moment you put .plot, you will be able to see plots like this. Moving forward to technical analysis. TA-Lib is a very, very weird library in some sense because of installation. Please pay a little attention to this. So normally in most computers, TA-Lib you should be able to install from here easily. Okay, TA-Lib is a easy library to install. However, what happens is this library, and this library is basically one of the most actively used for software development, technical analysis and all that, very, very fast also. The problem with installation is you get a lot of errors because of some bindings, etc. It needs a lot of dependencies. Like to use TA-Lib for Python, you need to have the TA-Lib library installed, which is confusing. So there's a lot of steps that you need to do. Try to follow these steps if you're on Mac. If you're on Windows, you can do this, and on Linux you have the same set of operations. What I have done in this notebook is just made it as a code and added everything here. So you do a bunch of, you just have to run this, you don't have to do anything, but basically it's downloads, installs, upgrades some binaries, etc, etc. So it's kind of a tricky library to install, but these two steps will take care of the installation. You don't need to do anything. However, the version might be slightly old, so not that big of a problem. I'll also show that. So moving forward. So standard imports, Yahoo Finance, Pandas, datetime, NumPy, matplotlib. All of this we have talked. Importing TA-Lib, importing TA-Lib as TA. And now we get data from Yahoo Finance. And now let's go to building technical indicators. So what I've done is I've tried to show both ways of calculating technical indicators. You can calculate some technical indicators natively as well if you want to, dig down. Gives you the ability to play with the, parameters as such. You can do that mostly in TA-Lib also, but this is more just so that you understand. So here what I've done is, there's a closing price. I have calculated a rolling mean, and that's a 20-day moving average. I have plotted the moving average. The plotting code is it's not very complex, might look a lot, but I'll try to give a breakup of at least one plot. So what you need to first do is have some setting of subplots and the sizes, which is 12,6 is the size here. And you always start with these two words, FIG, AX, which is figure / axis. Now on the axis, what are the different axes you're plotting? So the first is closing price, which is labeled as price. The other is something like moving average, 20-day DMA. Okay, here, sorry, these two are the axes. Then you have the filled information. So what I've done is I've added conditions so that wherever the closing price is over the 20-day moving average, color it green, below it red. Ax.legend, which is axis.legend. Legend means what are the legends available, like legendary है, तो ये हो गया legend. Set the label. X label is basically the x-axis का label, Y label is the y-axis का label. So price is the y-axis and X date is the x-axis. The title is 20-day moving average here. You can of course keep on adding customizations, line thickness कर सकते, cross कर सकते हैं, colors change कर सकते हैं, too many things to play with. Okay. Again, calculating RSI from variables. This is how you calculate RSI from variables. You have calculated the delta, the gain, average loss. Again, not able to get into line by line. Time कम है. But इतना क्यों करना? Just do this TA-Lib.RSI, time period set कर दो and you will be able to get it. Again, how have I gotten this nice plot? Very simple. I have set the values here. 30-70 rule है उससे वाला. इसमें कुछ मिला नहीं होगा इसलिए there's nothing in the below 30 range. Okay. You can also adjust the proportions. Bollinger bands are similar. TA.BB bands, which is Bollinger bands. You can have the closing price. You can have the time period. You can have the standard deviation up, standard deviation down configured, which is what most people want to configure. So it's very easy, right? If you see that trading view में भी पता है कि कुछ click कुछ parameters same here. So you don't need to pay for all of that उतना, ठीक है? Plotting I just explained. Calculating the plots. I'm generating the plots here. Honestly, these days I think it's very easy to generate plots from kind of, I will say, GPT. तो उसको use कर लो, plot बन जाएगा. Same for MACD, TA.MACD, Fibonacci retracements. All of these are just TA dot something. So there's nothing specific there. You can look up the website and it will give you the code that you need to do. There's one which I wanted to talk about specifically. These are all Fibonacci retracements which I've calculated by setting manual levels, taking the maximum and minimum of the data frame, high ka max and low ka min, Fibonacci levels manually calculate किया and उसको plot कर दिया. So these are Fibonacci retracement plots. This is Ichimoku cloud. पता नहीं इसको use कैसे करते हैं. I have no idea, but this calculation is complex. And again, the intent was to, a lot of people were talking कि ये काफी पूरा trading system है. So I've just generated plots. I think these plots are making no sense. Possibly कि plots में गलती भी है. But the intent is that you can do these calculations in probably 8-10 lines of code. And again, if you actually look at the code, it's not very complex as well. I'll show you. So if you break the code, it takes 9 high, 26 days, 9 days. Windows does some calculation, then 52 days Windows and does some calculation and shifts. If you know what it does, you can literally type it out like min, max, etc. Use ChatGPT and get to this. Okay. Finally, a calculation of a stochastic oscillator. This is one way to do it. The newer library has TA.momentum.stochastic. The objects have been shuffled. But here in the older library, which is what this installation has, TA.stock is what you have, and then you can obviously configure all the parameters, and plots are again not, the plot isn't very right. The problem here is that, you know, fundamentally the time window required isn't very high. I think only 60 days or 90 days of data. All right. Please subscribe if you are interested to see more content like this. I talk regularly about technology, investments and trading, how to bring AI into this space and all of that. Every code that I shared is published in the member community. There are a lot of interesting discussions, webinar happening out there. Please do check that out. If you have liked my content, please subscribe, like it, share it. Put in a comment if you are specifically interested in a topic. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.